I want to thank my colleagues, Congressman Mast and Senator Rubio, for drafting this important bill, the South Florida Clean Coastal Waters Act of 2019, to address the harmful algal blooms and to improve water quality in our state. I also want to give credit to Governor DeSantis for prioritizing clean water and to Congressman Posey for co-sponsoring this manager's amendment. As the chairwoman described, red tides and blue-green algae have plagued Florida in recent years, impacting Lake Okeechobee, the Everglades, and both the Gulf and Atlantic coasts. This bill ensures that the task force, the interagency task force on harmful algal blooms, will produce an integrated assessment on the causes, consequences, potential mitigation options to reduce the blooms. It will identify current gaps in research and produce an action plan. The focus of the task force is the Everglades, and the health of the Everglades obviously impacts water quality of the entire state. And I think the key point here is that this is a statewide issue. For example, Lake Okeechobee feeds into the Indian River Lagoon on the Atlantic coast. The Indian River Lagoon stretches as far north as my district in northeast Florida, just south of Daytona. And as a result, the water quality of discharges from Lake Okeechobee have a direct impact on much of the Atlantic coast. So the manager's amendment takes that into account and clarifies that adjacent bodies of water, like the Indian River Lagoon estuary and others, are eligible for the assessment and action plan required by the underlying bill. My hope is that these best practices will improve water quality management and prevent HABs across the state. In my district, we have already seen blue-green algae in the St. Johns River this year, so that means it's spreading north and spreading across the state, and protecting the Blue Springs in Volusia County in my district is an ongoing effort. This bill should provide a coherent strategy for Florida to improve water quality. Moving forward, the Congress should examine the Clean Water State Revolving Fund formula, especially if there is an effort to reauthorize the program. Currently, Florida has the third lowest allocation to population ratio. Given the water infrastructure needs of the state, frankly, that's unacceptable. I want to thank the chairwoman, the ranking member, Representative Mast, Representative Posey, for working with me on this amendment and ensuring that we can move this important legislation through the committee. I urge support for the amendment and passage of the underlying bill.